Hey, check it out. You're smoking with your boy JoeThunder. This podcast brought to you by bgood Dispensary, our official sponsor. Bringing you the latest and greatest in hip-hop and the arts and cannabis culture. With co-host Elvis Freshleee and DJ Cynif. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy JoeThunder back once again, coming from 11 West Hamden, the headquarters. I got my homie Elvis Freshleee in the building.
Yo, what it do?
bgood Dispensaries, our official sponsor.
You already know.
Brr, 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 brr.
Yep. Making moves out here. Yo, we got DJ Cynif in the motherfucking house.
Yo.
Excuse my French.
How y'all doing?
Chilling, man. It's hot as a motherfucker.
Man, super excited for tonight's interview.
Yeah, we got a good
So
one for you.
excited.
We got a
good
banger
one.
in here.
When you don't say who it is right yet, but when you think of people like with so many styles, you know what I mean? Who comes to mind?
Eclectic, definitely.
You know.
Man, there's some cool people out here for sure. I think there's people doing cool things, but
I'm talking like a D'Angelo, maybe, like
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
some funky, some
You know
D'Angelo
what I'm saying?
for sure.
Like who else?
Anderson, man.
Yeah, Anderson
you know,
Paak. You
shit
know what I'm
like
saying?
that,
Some
yeah,
shit
for
like
sure.
That. This guy
Definitely making moves.
definitely got to go. We got an amazing guest in the building. We got Kid Astronaut.
The one and only.
Yes.
How's it going, y'all? Let's go.
What's good with you, man? How you doing?
I'm blessed, yo. It's good to be here. You know, we met at the Levitt Pavilion show.
Right.
And you told me, you know, about the podcast, and just over time have been able to get to know y'all better. Obviously, I knew Sin for a long time, actually, but you know, to kind of build up the community,
Hell yeah.
even more, super dope.
That's what we were talking about earlier. That's what we're doing, man. We're trying to build up the community. I mean, me and Sin were lucky enough to see you just the other night. You just came off tour, right?
Just came off tour. Sin played my last show with me.
Hell yeah.
So yeah.
How was it
We're
being on
doing
the
what we
road?
love to do. It was great, man. I think, you know, it's my dream to be an artist globally, worldwide, just reach people. So I'm doing what I love, you know.
Right. I see you on the gram, bro. You guys are staying in some tight ass Airbnbs. That's kind of like a must though when it comes to LA.
Yeah,
You
right.
gotta get a dope spot downtown.
Find a
with
cool spot, see
Exactly,
the city.
bro.
I was gonna say, what
That's
was your
my
favorite?
dream.
What was your favorite spot you performed at?
Actually, I think it was in Albuquerque.
Oh, dope. What
There's
shows up?
Yeah, there was this old hotel
Oh,
that we
wow.
played at, and it was like this stucco design.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, I can't think of the name right now, unfortunately, but you know, it's on my Instagram. But yeah,
Oh,
that was just a really unique experience.
Albuquerque's like a second home to me, dog. You know what I
Really?
mean? Hell yeah.
We got a lot of new fans in Albuquerque now.
Yeah, some people bought some merch. That was really dope. Yeah, it was. I was just kind of like, let me go out and trust myself, trust the journey. You know, trust myself as an artist, and just hopefully expand it outside of Denver. And so that's what we did.
The vibe was cool though.
Yeah, it was a very great vibe, man. Like, the people were dope. I just love that part of the world, the country. So yeah, it was an experience that, you know, I want to do more of.
Hell
stuff
yeah.
like that.
We're already talking about earlier. It sounds like you got some plans. You said in September, huh?
Yep. Headed out to Texas next.
Ooh, what part of Texas?
Austin.
Ooh, I love Austin.
Yeah, we
That's
want
a
to
great
build
place
like
to be.
Never been.
South by Southwest.
That's the only place I want to go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Texas,
for
like-
real.
Hey, man,
Like,
we
for real,
gotta
like-
go.
Houston, I guess I'm down too, but like really,
Yeah, come
I'm
to
trying
Austin.
to go to
I mean,
Austin. I never
Come
been.
to the Kid Astronaut show
Austin's
down
great.
there. That's
Yeah,
what,
I might have
that's
to
what
just
we're
do
gonna
that.
do.
That might be why I go.
There you go.
What was the date in September?
So the 24th, I'm doing like a SoFar show. So that's kind of like
Oh, sick.
small crowds, and they do them in these really weird. So in LA, I did a SoFar, and that was at a furniture store.
Oh,
So this
sick.
next one in Austin, I'm not sure until I really get there, because I usually just get the address. You know,
It's
what
like
it's
on
gonna be.
what's that shit? Tom Cruise when they go to you got to get the invite only. You know what I mean? It's not like for the
Honestly,
public.
it is like that, but also SoFar makes it so that people can buy tickets. You know, it usually sells out
Before
pretty
you
quick
even have
though. But you know, yeah, it's just a blessing to be able to do what I love in spaces like that. Like, I love keeping it creative.
Yeah, that's real dope.
Furniture store.
Hey, let them know, like, you know, how you grew up, where you're from,
far
all that
does
good
it?
stuff, how it
All
started
right.
off.
So I got a couple of like origin stories. Kid Astronaut is like a timeless being. that existed in a universe that was created near the beginning of time, probably like 1,000 or 2 years after the beginning of time. I traveled to Earth a couple of times, but this time that I've been here is about learning like a personal spiritual journey, learning to navigate like real human emotions and, I guess translate this dimension into its highest good. That's the mission right now.
Right, and you have a squad with you, right?
Yeah. So the Nebula is my band. When we crash landed through a portal.
Yeah, I was gonna say
into Earth.
Real quick, what was the first thing you saw when you went through the portal?
So the first thing we saw when we went through the portal, we landed out in Sedalia, Colorado. So, our spaceship crashed out there, and we found our way into the city. At first, we kind of kept it low key that we were time and space travelers, but now, we're pretty open about it.
People know.
Yeah, the government already said it.
Yeah, exactly.
You exist. So.
Yeah, exactly. So
now you can come out,
we're
right?
here, yeah.
So how did that journey like all take place? Like, how did y'all even meet to begin with? You know what I mean? How did y'all end up meeting up to go on this mission or this journey?
Yeah. So the first time I arrived on Earth, there are multiple dimensions, and this first dimension I called Dimension A was this one of like, utopia, this utopian society where we all get along. Things are just easy. Things kind of just happen, evolve naturally. It was way more futuristic. And, that was kind of an origin story in that sense. One day while on our space travels, I encountered this evil faction of ninjas. They're kind of like ninjas, but
were they like ninjas dressed in white, black, both of them?
Yeah, so they're actually all black.
Okay.
And they're called the Wolves, and I grew up with them. And so
did they raise you?
They've been trying to. They were actually friends of mine. Okay. And so they've been, traveling through these galaxies trying to find me. We got into this massive fight in our spaceship. I hit this left turn on my steering wheel.
Your wood grain
which
wheel.
Sent us through a portal, which landed us here in Earth in this new dimension, Dimension B, which again is like, instead of things really just being easy, you now have to
work harder.
Not necessarily work harder,
think smarter,
but find consciousness. Like you really have to like think.
It don't just come to you.
Yeah. I think there's a little more of like
the connection has to be made.
Yeah, you have to learn the lesson
and
to learn how to then create those things. Right. You're dealing with resistance in this reality, so the lessons learned are just different.
What are some?
Did that all make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What are some
I've
of the
never
lessons?
like broken that down before, but I was like, I'm gonna keep it real on this podcast.
This is the place to do it.
This is
For
the
real.
place.
Hey, what are some of the lessons that you learned or you helped spread through this knowledge?
Well, the first mission was fear, so I had to overcome fear. So I rode on the Tower of Doom, because that was at the time the scariest thing I could think of.
Right.
So to conquer my fear led me deeper into what it meant to be Kidastronaut, which number one was like, trust yourself, do things even though you're afraid.
Take a chance.
Yeah, just take a chance. I then read the book The Alchemist, which taught me about this like long-term journey where things might break down in front of you and you might have to see the impossible happen. You might have to turn something that was not possible into something that's a possibility. So that's kind of like, I think, the part of the journey I'm on now, like this trek through both darkness and light, and just trusting myself to find my way through the other side.
You have a song called The Alchemist, don't you?
I do, yeah.
I like that song.
So are you constantly picking up new members through your journeys?
Yes and no. I think because of the I guess the reality that we all live in, like we're all one, and I don't know how the story ends. But I feel like there's this like global community that I want to be a part of, that my soul wants to be a part of.
We were talking about that earlier, like the circle. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
so I want to go towards that. You know what I'm saying? And I think on some subconscious level, we all are looking for and know each other, you know? And I feel like there's that. Yeah. But also with the Nebula, we're a large group of like people. Our spaceship was very big. We had like multiple levels.
Like the Millennium Falcon kind of?
It looked different, but and like to be honest, I watched I watched The Force Awakens and like the old Star Wars movie. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, to be honest. Much bigger Marvel fan as far as like movie series go, but yeah, I don't know.
Not Star Warsy.
Not very Star Warsy.
It's more Trekky.
Not even. Well, maybe. I need to watch more Star Trek.
You said Marvel.
Star Trek, I feel like, is where Marvel's like spaceships almost came from. You know, like that.
Star Trek is
Marvel's
the
like
first.
Spider-Man and Superman.
Hey, do you ever remember?
Yeah, but
like,
they are in
Battlestar
space now.
Galactica?
They're in space now.
That's
Yeah, that's what I'm
crazy.
saying. That's where their inspiration came from. You know, a lot of that.
Y'all ever remember Battlestar Galactica? That was
Yes.
like one of the crazy little
That
space
shit
ones
was
back in the
crazy.
day. Aging myself like a motherfucker.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yo, I've never seen that.
Is that was the portal one, right?
Yeah, with the little, it kind of looked like a little
Oh.
Chewbacca. Like,
I'll have
I
to
remember I
watch
had
that.
the toy dog and he would go flying.
Maybe I'm thinking
That's
of a different
tight.
one.
Uh,
What
I
was
want
that
to make
one?
toys like some shit like that. Like,
yeah.
that's a dream of mine too.
What was that portal jumper movie? Remember they opened up the gate?
Quantum Leap.
What'd you say is a
Stargate,
dream?
Quantum Leap.
or something like that. No,
Where he goes to different ones. I'm aging
Damn,
myself.
you see, you're old, bro. I'm talking about new
I'm
shit.
viejo.
I need to watch all that.
They're
Oh.
You say
sick,
your
yeah.
dream was to make a toy.
My dream is to do a lot of things, but yeah, I do
Lot of
want to make
dreams.
like Kid Astronaut toys.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that would be dope, especially as a father. You know, I see my sons like just love picking stuff up and playing with it. I was really inspired by the new Space Jam toys. Like having a little LeBron to play basketball with was really tight. So yeah, I want to do that one day.
That's tight. That's tight. Hey, how'd you get into music?
So I think like in my celestial story, it's always been a part of me. But my parents had like records. You know what I'm saying?
All day?
And I would always just listen to those records, like pick them up and put them on. You know.
Vinyl.
And there's
yeah.
somebody that inspired you? Or was there a certain artist that
Yeah,
inspired
we
you?
always had Motown records
Okay.
and
Oh,
like
yeah.
Prince records around the house. That was like the
Prince.
biggest
Little
thing
Michael Jackson.
that I grew up on. Yeah, Michael, Stevie, Donny Hathaway, like that generation, 60s, 70s artists.
Nice.
That's really what my parents listened to. And my grandma would listen to a lot of like gospel music.
That's dope. That's dope. You ever listen to hip hop?
So hip hop actually happened to happened to me. It was like
Explain
yeah. Hip hop happened to me in high school, man. So that was like Common, KRS-One. Some homies like showed me, you know, open up this whole new world, because I was like listening to Usher or something, and they were like, "What? That shit's whack." And I was like, "No, it's not." And like recently, that same friend was like, "All right, I finally listened to Usher."
Usher's tight.
At the time, I wasn't trying to hear you,
Yeah.
but I've always been that kind of person to be like, "All right, I'll check it out. I'll listen to it." I love that about, you know, my character, because like hip hop was always like, "Fuck that shit. This shit is harder." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was dope to be introduced to like that worldview as well, like Common, KRS, Tribe.
Yes, try.
Yeah, those were like the artists that I got into.
That's dope. That's dope. And you've been doing like a lot of shows everywhere, right? From small festivals all the way across seas.
Yo, absolutely, man. I have some family out in London, so
That's dope.
yeah, man. Yeah, you know, music is like, especially we were talking about the other night, as an artist where you make your own music, you're definitely charting this like crazy path sometimes.
Right.
And especially now where like the rules have changed. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to navigate it and feel good about it and just do what I love.
The rules are being written.
The rules are being
They
written.
are.
It's
Yeah.
a new rules. It's a
I
whole
think
new.
that's the new rules, is like do what you
do
love
what you
and
love.
like
There ain't no way
you'll
to.
find your way.
No
you
one
know?
can tell you how you're gonna expose yourself to the world. I guess that sounds
yeah.
kind of weird, but express yourself to the world. They don't know how. There's no one that can tell you how to do that. People are doing it in so many different ways and succeeding.
Yeah.
Going against what you used to have to do, and
Right.
that's the beautiful
And
thing
just
about
being
what's
the
happening
realest
right
you
now.
can be.
Yeah.
And that's
That you have to be that
Yeah.
now.
You have to. Or
in your community. If you're gonna be in your community, and that's where you're gonna,
But I feel like people become fans more of the real shit,
Well, yeah, when you are what you put out.
Say you are.
But yeah, man, that's why what you're doing is so dope and it's so important.
Thank
man,
you.
for real.
Yeah, I'm finally
what you're
beginning
doing.
to like step into just honoring that about myself. But yeah, I think I've always had the intention of just being honest and real.
Yep, I feel you. Hey, I wanted to ask you, how did COVID affect your travels? I mean, I'm sure you couldn't go to different galaxies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so outside of the earthly space, there's luckily no formal diseases. But on Earth, we just stayed in Denver primarily.
Did you
It
do a
was
lot
a
of
lot
internet
of
work for people?
songwriting. We did a lot of, we did a lot of internet work. Oh shit! I just broke y'all's clip. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's fine. It was broken. It was
I was
broken
fucking
already.
playing with it.
We'll just add it to your bill.
Yeah, please. Did a lot of internet shows. There's this great venue called Doghouse Music Studios where they set it up pretty much like a stage. So the band and I did a live album just from quarantine,
That's real dope.
Yeah, the band is wearing their masks and shit, which was really weird, but that was like a snapshot of our time, So
I know we might have to get you in here sometime to do a little live set, man. If you ever
that's what I've been talking about doing. I really want to do something like a Tiny Desk concert
Exactly, goes
series
that way.
here.
That would be
Something like
such
that.
a great idea.
Yeah, I'd love to. That you were the first person that came to mind
Exactly.
too.
We all
Honestly,
said,
we talked.
"Kid
We said it right
astronaut."
away.
We were like,
I swear,
I think we
yeah.
all
Thank
said at
you.
the same time.
I'm
Honestly,
serious,
keep it
man.
real. No bullshit. We were like,
I'm glad Gil put me onto your music, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out Gil too,
Shout
by
out
the way.
Gil.
Shout
He's
out, shout
dope.
out.
He's the one who put me onto your stuff. He's a huge fan.
We need people like that. Like I need people like that, obviously. To
Man,
just
he's
be
the
showing
real
love,
one.
you know?
He's out there pushing
for
for
sure.
It's dope. It's dope to see. I'm glad he did though, because you're out here getting it.
Hey, did you do like a lot of collabs during the COVID?
Not really collabs. Well, kind of. So my manager facilitated the album that I put out called Cosmos at the beginning of this year. And what he did was have producers send packs. He got his favorite producers from
Dope.
Canada, New York, LA, from Denver, just all to send beats.
Oh shit, you got
So
production from
it
all
was
over
like this
all over
global,
the United States.
yeah.
That's dope.
And we made Cosmos. So yes and no. You know what I'm saying? It was collaborative, but not in the normal sense. And since then, I want to make music that has a meaning. I think the biggest thing that I'm really working towards creatively right now is this like really strong Kid Astronaut album that helps explain the world better.
Right.
There's like attachments so that the fans can dive deeper into the world. We have a comic book. I want to just really help cultivate this universe for people.
Right.
And
Do you have a comic book in the works or?
yeah, like it's already being drawn. This artist Anna from Atlanta.
That's her name, Anna from Atlanta.
Her name is
Just
Anna
kidding.
3 times. She's from Atlanta.
Anna 3 times.
Yeah, I actually don't know. I think she changed her Instagram handle recently, so it might not be that. But yeah, Anna.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that.
She's making a comic book. It's kind of the story that happens on the spaceship before we land in Colorado. That's like
Dope.
the first chapter.
Hey, checking out your website, you got your hands in a lot of things. You got, we were talking about the house for artists. Help me out on the pre-rolls.
the cannabis company, housing for artists.
Exactly.
Technology. What I really want to do, I think the reason I rock with Marvel so heavy is Iron Man is one of my biggest inspirations. Just in sense of being able to make technology that's really next level, but also I guess what would separate me from Iron Man. He's not my only inspiration. But I do want to do things that I've seen could be helpful towards artists. And I know for the artist touring community, having a Airbnb style hotel, but maybe cap it at something that can be a little more affordable for artists while they're on the road. And then the cannabis company is to give back to people of color who've been targeted by the war on cannabis.
I mean, yeah, and then you got you got a podcast, I read. Is that in the works, or is that?
Yeah, so the podcast is changing form. I want to interview my favorite artists, even local artists, just about their albums. So like music that really impacted me that they made. Okay. Those are what the episodes.
Do you have anybody in mind?
That's really
Get
dope.
in depth with the music.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a band, My Body Sings Electric. They made a really just strong rock album, and I fucking I probably loved it more than they even knew, you know. And every time I tell them this, they're like, "Yeah, cool," but I was like, "Y'all don't understand." Yeah. So that album would be something that I would want to do, and then. Eventually down the line, like people like Chappelle, I could interview him about an episode or something, because the Chappelle show was just so formative. So just stuff that like I really like, like this touched me. How can I ask you about it and dive deeper into it?
I was about to say, what kind of shit are you into? What kind of hobbies you got, bro?
So I love hooping,
what
which is kind of weird.
What position you play?
It's not necessarily like team ball. I just play on
one-on-one.
Yeah, go hoop. Yeah, just play street ball. Yeah, pick up. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that's like I'm not a very not to say like I guess there's a certain level of aggression that comes out playing basketball that I'm just like, let's go.
Get to put that out.
Yeah.
Finally get to.
Because I try and be just like chill in real life, but if it's the hoop, like
it's a different story.
Wild.
That's where you're supposed you got a different aspect of your shit. So, I love being able to tap into that aspect of me, and then also I spend a lot of like my mornings like in yoga, meditation. So the exact opposite. Just trying to keep balance,
That's the key, right?
Yeah.
The yin and the yang.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What other things you got coming up?
So right now we're just planning on more tours. Like I said, the comic and this album, we already have a lot of songs in the works, but what I want to do is really create something like this world for fans, and like also just reach more people, Right. That's gonna be really important. So
hey, I don't think we've talked about the band. Talk about the members of your band, because you.
Yeah, so the Nebula, they're cyborgs. They are humans.
Like Terminators. But nice.
Well, yeah,
that
but
play
not,
instruments.
yeah. We're not trying to be out here murking. You know what I'm saying?
At least not yet.
Yeah, but what we do is murk on guitars and get our instrumentation. You know what I'm saying? Killing the chords. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's a really cool project to be a part of. There was a band that I was a part of before Kid Astronaut and the Nebula, which was called Air Dubai, and that was a really dope experience. I think as I transitioned more into Kid Astronaut and accepting that journey, I was like, I want to start off as a solo artist, like really find my voice,
and then build.
And then it started to develop from there.
Because how long? I remember Air Dubai, but like, how long ago was that? That was a good amount of time.
Like 7 years of my life. That was like a good chunk of like right after high school, right up until 2015, and that's where I say like, even in the Kid Astronaut timeline, that's where the dimension shift happened, and Kid Astronaut was born out of that. 2015.
That's what's up.
So you've been Kid Astronaut
since 15.
Yeah.
6 years, 5 years.
How did you meet TMX?
One of them. Air Dubai?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Air Dubai, I met them. So the band was created in my friend's house, basically. Like, we would find records that we liked off, like, beat sharing websites and, like, write albums. And what he did was, like, find these really cool beats, like, stuff that had different instrumentation than I had heard at the time. So I was just, like, a fan of, like, his mind, my friend Julian, and just how he would think about music. So we started writing together. We had done some projects before, like back in high school. But yeah, he just set it off a different way to say, like, I don't know, he didn't really like hip hop, you know, and I was a big hip hop fan at that time. So there were just like a lot of dichotomies between our musical ear that I think made it interesting to write with. And it was just a natural thing. He went on a vacation, and I was like, I really want to make a band because I had heard the Jay-Z and Linkin Park mashup at that time. And I was like, oh, that's tight. I want to rap over guitars. And so, like a month later, we had put this album out. I was playing in this other project, and the drummer heard Air Dubai, the music that I made with Julian, and he was like, yo, let's make a band. So I guess it kind of like, you know, evolved naturally like that.
Just came together.
Easy.
That's tight.
Oh, yeah, that's real dope. You have like I seen a new track on Apple Music the other day with Jazzy Wolf.
Jazzy.
How did that happen?
Lemon Kush, yeah.
That shit's hard.
Thank you. You know, I have a song called Gold Leaf, Smoker's Anthem. It's kind of inspired by the Golden Cloud Cannabis Company. Our first pre-roll, I want to call it a Gold Leaf pre-roll. But yeah, that song is kind of like an ode to just smoking, to vibing out, smoking. And so this next song with Jazzy was kind of like a part two, where it's kind of like a love song, but it's not. It's about weed.
It's a love to weed.
Yeah,
love
exactly.
My baby Mary Jane.
In the Mary Jane, yeah. We had to make our own like that kind of theme. So,
hey, you remember the first time you smoked weed?
I remember the first time I smoked weed, I was supposed to go to a Peter Tosh concert at, what was it? At Twist and Shout.
All
the
right.
old Twist and Shout.
Yeah,
like
right on
the old
Alameda?
one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But we never made it. We got so high. I caught like tunnel vision, and I was just like fucking like, oh, is this what weed is? But we had a really fun night. We just missed fucking Peter Tosh.
Peter Tosh.
That sucks.
Yeah, I had to kick back on hanging with those homies because we missed Public Enemy too. And I was like, I can't smoke with y'all.
I can't hang out with you
Yeah,
guys
I can't
no
smoke
more.
with y'all. Like, we gotta be productive and shit.
I really
too,
like
still.
Twist and Shout. Twist and Shout was dope. For
The
that.
back in the day record
they
store.
used to kill it.
Yeah.
I seen
little
Idea
shows.
and Abilities there.
There you
back in
go.
the day.
Yeah,
That was
hell
so
yeah.
funny.
You know.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
It was
tight.
That would've been a
That spot
tight-ass
was so
show.
dope. Yeah, that
Yeah.
spot was so dope.
So, you know, what about you? What was your first time?
Shit, I was late, bro. I didn't smoke weed till I was like 18.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. I just didn't smoke, and then like, how would I say it? Second semester of my senior year, I needed one class to graduate. I had English first period, and I graduated that motherfucker. So the rest of the day, I'd just be going. You know what I mean? I started to take classes, but yeah, and I kind of got to the point where I was like, fuck it, I'm already graduated. I might as well smoke weed and try it, and I did. And I was right there in the hood. I told you, half a block away from Swansea Rec Center, and when the homie's basement with his mom.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
She wrote it.
Yeah, Swansea though. That's
The
What was
I'm
yours,
actually gonna
Sam?
say his name.
was
The,
his mom.
I think I
I'm
was
gonna say the homie's
16.
name. His name is Richard back in the day. But
16 in high school. Yeah, I just tried it. Or no, 17. I was 17. But yeah, I just tried it, and I didn't feel anything at the first hip, and then I took another one. It was just it was like the most amazing feeling because I remember I'll never have this again, but I remember it feeling like I was getting filled with a glass of high or something. It started from my toes. It just like it was the most amazing
got
feeling.
filled up.
Just got
Like, it just
warm.
went all the way. I could feel it like rising, like I was getting filled with
Taking
water.
over.
It was so
Rising to the
wild.
top.
And then I had soccer practice.
Damn.
And I was like, having really fun in that. But like I didn't smoke a lot after that because I was a soccer player too. So I was just like I just tried. I remember trying it. I started smoking more like when I was 18, 19, 20, and then, yeah.
What about you,
He was 4.
Freshleee?
I was for real 6
Four.
years
Did
old.
you say 4?
4.
I was for real
Oh.
6 years old. My cousins were like 12, 13, and they were already smoking weed. And they were like, hit this.
You getting high today.
I'm 6. I don't even know what I'm doing. I just remember smoke, coughing, choking on it all bad. I don't really remember what happened, but they were telling us the stories. Me and my little cousin, like, trying to do handstands and shit. They were supposed to be babysitting us.
Oh, what?
All bad. 6 years old. And then, again,
Damn.
I didn't smoke again until, like, then, like, 10, 11. But that's because where I was going to school in Swansea, and all these little badass kids, they had weed. Their parents were crackheads and shit. So they had weed already. Everybody was smoking. My cousins had weed. So we all just...
You just grew up
Yeah,
around that.
yeah.
It was like kind of hard not to.
Yeah, it was hard. I
Yeah.
was smoking weed. And then I didn't really smoke weed. I smoked it once in a while,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then finally,
Definitely.
like 12, 13, I was like, every day. There was not a day I
At
didn't.
13?
Yeah, for sure.
Dang.
I was a pothead. But like even in 5th grade, me and my friends would like get a joint once in a while and be like, let's go, we're going to the park, we're going to smoke it. And like a cigarette, once in a while, I'd be like, I got a cigarette, let's go smoke it.
Wow.
Badass kids.
Yeah.
Swansea, shout out. If you were there, all you guys, Javier, you fools were there. You seen it. Chico,
Funny.
you motherfuckers know.
But now check it out. A year later, when I got to college, though, it was a different story.
Why?
So I just met all kinds of people, and everyone smoked weed and fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was
We had
all-
little Berkeley in the parking lot. We had a log and everything. All the
Hey, man, I
non-smokers
love
called it
smoking
Berkeley.
weed.
You know what I mean?
I think that shit is awesome. Personally, I never had a negative connotation with it.
Yeah, I don't think I should have been smoking so early, but
I would agree with that.
But
100%.
I definitely-
I think that's true.
but I definitely don't like. It's not. I'm cool.
Yeah, you're cool.
Nah, I guess I'm a little fucked
Yeah.
up, but I don't think that's the weed so much.
Yeah.
That's life.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, weed is definitely. It's just crazy how you can go in a liquor store and buy every bottle on the shelf if you have enough money, but you can't buy. You have a limit on weed. That's never killed anybody. You know what I mean? Marijuana has never killed
Right.
anybody, but alcohol, you could die first time. It's just crazy our priorities as a. That's just
Nation.
one. That's one little thing though.
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that's
One
just,
of many.
That's just one of the tiny little things.
Yeah.
Since we were talking about weed and shit.
Yeah.
You remember the first time you drank?
You
get really drunk?
First time I drank. It was probably around the same time. I think like 10th grade was everything for me.
The first time you got drunk was in 10th grade?
Yeah. Actually, it was junior year. And I didn't really like it, so I didn't drink a lot until like after into college.
Okay.
I got blackout twice, and since
Fuck
then
that shit.
I haven't really drank like.
I was a little alcoholic in high
Really?
school. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Yeah.
I do it-
I
I
wasn't
do it more
alcoholic.
now,
I just
but-
partied my ass off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't drink like during the day and shit, but like
Sometimes though,
we had partied my ass off.
day parties
Actually, I didn't.
at people's houses.
I was never a daytime. I like,
No.
yeah, I never
I
did
could never
for some
drink during the
reason.
day
And
either. In
Drink
like
is
college,
never-
bro, like
I would just get too tired.
yeah, it's just too much.
But I partied my ass off in high
Yeah, day
school.
I'm
drink is
definitely
not
more
the
of a
move.
smoker.
Yeah, I smoke weed all day, every
Yeah,
day.
definitely.
Absolutely.
I haven't
Yeah.
drank in 8 years.
Damn, congratulations.
shit.
5th of July was 8 years.
That's
Oh,
dope.
Dang.
I do drink,
Congratulations.
just
Yeah.
not a lot.
Yeah, and I'm not above it. It's just not for me. I'm
Yeah.
not a good drunk. And for me, I'm like, I'm not even comfortable. I get all paranoid and shit. It's like how people talk about getting high.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how
It
I
That's
just
how
get.
you
does
get
it.
the
It does
drinking.
different things to different
Yeah, it's
people
just-
with their brain or whatever. Like you'll drink and you won't
not
be
cool.
good. Yeah. Or
But I smoke enough weed. It's a problem.
Yeah. But we get it done, though. That's the thing. We get it done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what matters. You show up to the concert on time. You saw that concert. You might have been high, but you at least were there.
Well, at least, yeah. Right. On time.
Exactly.
Early,
I
actually,
miss
because I'm
that
like,
shit.
fuck that. I'm not about to stand in that line.
Yeah.
but why'd you all miss it? Because you just like decided to sleep
we were
instead.
fucking like 15-year-old boys just
Yeah.
mobbing around like looking for this concert. And I guess they just like smoked too long, and then we just like sat and chilled. It was
Like,
just a
fuck it.
bad, it was
Yeah.
just bad. I was like, fuck this, man. I can't hang out with y'all.
Right. I say I've been to a lot of concerts, but I've never missed a concert.
Yeah,
I've
like,
woken up
what?
at
I don't think I've
midnight,
ever missed a concert.
like
either.
when I lived on Colfax and Cypress Hill, and went down there and still caught 4 songs. You know what I mean? Like I've never just like.
Yeah, I was hurt. I was looking forward to that concert too. I would have walked in there with tunnel vision, like, hey, at least we're here.
Right.
Well, it's good that you stopped hanging out with them.
Hanging out with them. Yeah, right.
Hey, you said you're going to college?
That's
Where'd you
where
go to
it's the
college
bad
at?
influence.
I went to Metro State for a little bit. I was
nice,
an
me too.
African American history major.
Dope.
And then Air Dubai got signed to Hopeless Records, and that was out in California. And yeah, we just started making music from
Did you guys
there.
do all your recording in Cali?
Austin, actually.
Nice.
We did an album out in Austin. We did one out in California, in Weed, California.
Is that the name of the city?
That's the name of the
Like
place.
Weed,
yeah.
California?
Yeah, you never heard of that?
Nah, I never
Yeah, it's
have.
tight.
Weed,
There's this really
California.
dope mountain up there called Mount Shasta. It's like supposed to be
That's
this
where
like
the soda comes
spiritual. Yo, it's a fucking dope
Yeah,
ass
Mount
place.
Shasta.
There's nothing to do in Weed except for smoke weed
Smoke
and fucking
weed?
chill.
Do
but
they have the best weed? Or really
I
good weed at
can't
least?
confirm or
Really
deny
good?
that.
Okay.
Well, I can deny that, but I can't confirm that.
Oh, you've been other places too, so you know who, in your opinion, has the best weed?
I think Denver has the best weed. I think I definitely think we definitely win it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just hands down.
Especially
I
that
agree.
Llama, that Zapax, that
Yeah.
Be Good
Yeah,
dispensaries.
Be Good.
Good. There you go.
We're
Burn,
not- we're not plugged in,
I
right?
forgot. I
He was
forgot.
on it more than all of us.
Yeah, I forgot it.
But no. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Hey, we be getting high on this podcast.
Yeah.
Hey,
Ask
this
the
is a good-
guests.
This is a
That's
good
it.
spot.
Even if they
This is a good
don't
spot
smoke.
Podcasting.
Man, shit. You have any like memorable moments on the road? Anything that kind of stands out?
It's pretty funny now. I think the biggest like road story is that we were driving along this highway. This dude like pulls up next to us and he's like, "Yo, your trailer is like off. It like fell off the hook and is like rolling backwards down the highway."
No, like some Bugs Bunny shit. Or
Yeah.
what?
So
God
luckily no one got hurt. But we
Holy
did have
shit.
to like go back and get our trailer attached. That shit was crazy.
So nothing happened to the trailer either?
Nothing happened to the trailer. Some of our stuff fell out the back, so I like lost some shirts.
That's not too bad of an L,
Because
considering.
someone also left
I know,
the
like you
back
said,
door of the
that's like-
trailer
Yeah.
open. It was a really bad experience. But we made it through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also saw a ghost on tour. That was also
Where was that
You
at?
saw a ghost, or just like you actually, or do you,
I'm trying to think of like how this
or something happened where you knew a ghost was involved?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was- so
I've had that happen to me before.
I've been seeing ghosts lately.
there was our van stopped on the side of the road and we called a tow truck or something, but they were like too far out, so we called police, like the local town police, for help.
Barney 5.
What?
Barney 5, Andy Griffith. I aged myself again.
Oh, I don't even
that's
know what
really,
that is,
really
G.
old.
What-
So,
you
yeah.
don't
Andy
have to
Griffith
drop
show.
that to me.
He was a deputy and he had a gun and he would only keep one bullet in it.
Oh, okay.
And he was just
That's all he
crazy.
needs. Yeah, so I don't remember exactly how it all went down, but I know that we called the police officer and he came and helped us, and then when he took off, the police called our number and they were like, "Hey, we have someone coming out now," but we were like, "Oh, we already talked to this guy," and they were like, "We don't have this guy as a part of our
Oh,
whatever."
shit.
So we looked on like the website where we were. We looked on Google where we were, and there was this cop that had died like off he jumped off the railing. We were like right next to this big ass railing, and he had jumped off the railing because there was this big truck coming, and he was like helping someone, but he jumped off. So we were like, that was probably that guy that like helped us.
You're saying he pulled you over and everything.
Yeah, well, yeah, we were stopped, and so that dude, I think he came and helped us
Damn.
because they were like, we don't have a deputy by that name or whatever, and we
That-
didn't remember what the.
It's crazy.
I don't know if we looked up what the guy's name was or whatever it was, but they just said we haven't sent anyone out, you know.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
that's wild.
That is wild.
That's crazy. I tell you, I be coming home and I be seeing a couple ghosts in the yard real quick. I'll be like, whew. I had to duck in real quick. My mom said there was always like a little green man that was haunting the house too. And it's weird shit be happening.
Yeah.
Be dealing with it. Like, you know what I mean? I just leave a blunt out for him every once in a while. Try to
Like,
make
don't
peace
fuck with me, I know, right?
Try to get him on the podcast. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny. There's this story also when we went out to Pueblo. We were driving up and we saw this like animal run next to us, and all of us saw it in the car. We were like, what the fuck was that? So later that night after the show, we were talking about it, and apparently there's this animal out in Pueblo that like looks like this creature that we were like all of us saw, you know? Yeah. So we got
Do you know what did it look like?
Dude, I could find out what the name of it was, but it looked just like a beast, like hella legs and shit. And we saw it for like a split second just run by our car, and everyone like turned and
Almost
looked.
like a werewolf, but like on two legs, right?
Yeah,
Some
crazy
buff
shit.
ass.
Have you heard of this?
Nah.
You're
I'm just,
okay, I was like, you know what the fuck
he's
I'm
just
talking
like,
about?
yeah,
I'm just going off what
imagine
you're
it.
telling me. I'm
Okay.
like
Imagine
thinking, I'm
Yeah,
like, you
yeah.
said some buff, like some big ass.
But not.
buff.
We like. I wish I could remember the name of it. I'll have to ask my friend Justin, who lives out there. But yeah, there's this animal on Google. They say it lives out in that area.
Dang. Okay.
That's fucking
Wow.
scary.
Look that shit up. I'll post it on my story too.
Yeah, I'm
tonight.
not trying
I'll have to
kick
check
out
it
No,
out.
there.
you know. You said you're not trying to
Yeah,
check
I'm
that
like,
out.
alright.
I know. I was like low key. I
Don't
don't
wanna
want
go
to know
see
too
that.
much about.
Yeah.
I don't want to be seeing
Nah,
that
that's
shit too
it.
often.
Man,
Yeah, I'm not
What?
trying to be around.
I don't want to see it again.
hell yeah. So what's going on for Kid Astronaut in the future, man?
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, these shows.
You got
Are the
cities
biggest
picked out
priority.
already, or
Austin, New York, Chicago, just like the major
Oh,
markets.
shit.
We want to also release. We have this album. There's an Urdu word called Safar. It's like the Urdu word is Safar, which means journey. And my friend Ovan and I made this whole album together. So we have that song or those songs ready to release. And then my homie DMD, the producer from 2MX2, we made a project together as well. And I think that album will be what's eventually like the major Kid Astronaut album.
how many tracks is that album?
So I think there's like 12 or 13. But I want to put it all into like a whole storyline and make sure it just has like acts and part A, part B.
How long have you been working on this album?
Those songs we started in 2019. We've just been wanting to like release them right, you know, like put real branding behind it. Just take our
Yeah.
time.
It's good.
I've like released a lot of music that I felt like could have come out stronger, but I also know that people will find it when the time is right.
Find it eventually, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's good to have a catalog, like, you know,
Yeah.
to the artists out there, like, don't just wait to release music, but
Just keep
also,
doing it.
yeah,
'Cause if
take
you
your
do,
time
then
when
if
you
you do
need it.
hit,
Yeah,
then they have a whole
Then they
catalog
have
to go
through.
stuff that they can
Then you
go
can
through.
really
that's
start
more
dropping.
streams.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
I'm
man,
excited to hear it.
for sure.
When did you say? What was the date? Or you don't know?
No dates yet.
No dates
No
yet.
dates yet. We've just been
In the
working
future.
on.
And
Yeah,
you've been
we've just
have you
putting
been
it together.
performing some of the songs already?
Yeah, actually, there's one of the songs that I performed. We've done these like 16th Street Mall pop-up shows, so it's
I've
like
been
really
doing that
dope.
too. That's
yeah,
funny.
yeah. It's really dope to just try out new songs.
Yeah.
That's
great.
You have any shows coming up?
The 25th, I'm playing the Rhino Showcase at number 38.
That's a great spot too.
I'm playing the Red Rocks Pavilion on August 20th and the 22nd, doing like a residency like we did at 16th Street,
That's dope.
up top on Red Rocks, and then getting ready for traveling in between and through all of that. Austin.
Did you say on
New
top
York.
on Red Rocks?
Yeah, like the pavilion when people
Yeah.
are walking up.
Yeah.
There's little sets up there.
That's so sick. I haven't
You have
seen
to have to
that.
check that out.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, what's your social media so they can find you and check out your
Yeah, if
music?
you just look up Kid Astronaut, you'll find me on pretty much every platform. I'm even on TikTok, even though I don't use it that much. Like, I want to get better at it. But yeah, I'm on everything. Kid Astronaut. Just look it up. You'll find me.
Not hard to find.
It's not very hard to find.
You got an astronaut suit on the album cover too, between some red rocks.
Oh yeah. That was filmed on Mars. But it was filmed at Garden of the Gods, and we did this like astronaut themed album cover for Cosmos. My homie Gabby Poo, who is also the owner of Stoners Club, which is like a clothing brand and
Gabby.
different stuff.
Shout out.
she's
Shout
dope.
out Gabby.
Shout out, Gabby.
You need to have an astronaut themed party.
Man, yeah, we do.
Different aliens and shit. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, exactly. That's what we want to build towards, like just making everything a little bit more immersive and dynamic, and even having the fans be a part of, however they want to dress up and be a part of the universe.
Make it for everybody.
Is there any
That's it.
collaborations you'd like to do to make that more immersive, or bring different things to the table that maybe you don't?
Yeah, I think. Well, there's a lot of ways to answer that question for sure.
I know what you have.
But definitely like technology companies, lighting companies, just like really creating an experience for people. Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, I seen. I went to a show and they had like trapeze people, people doing like crazy, all kinds of different things, and it's always the experience that makes a difference for sure.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, having different elements other than just the one thing, like paintings and stuff like that.
Hell
No,
yeah,
it's
you
good.
know.
You have great stage presence, like
Thank you.
and like
For sure.
Oh, definitely a
and you definitely
performer.
have to make
yeah.
it a show for sure and an experience. Like Elvis is right.
Yeah.
Like with
No, I
any-
love what you're doing though. You're killing it.
Thanks.
hell yeah.
Hey, do you guys rehearse? I'm sure you do, right?
Yeah. We always get at least 1 or 2 rehearsals in before each show. This current orientation of the Nebula is like the newest version of the Nebula that you saw.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like it's still coming together,
Right. It's
which
molding.
I think is like exciting to say, like even after like doing music for my whole life and 6 years as Kid Astronaut, whatever it's been, there's still stuff I want to work, like
Mhm.
I'm still like excited about the possibilities of it.
Hell yeah. That's dope, man. That's dope. Well, shit, man. I mean, fuck, we definitely appreciate you coming on by. You got any last kind of comments, any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to bgood, shout out to JoeThunder, shout out to
Thank
Elvis
you.
Freshleee, shout out to DJ Cynif.
Hey, this is the
Yeah.
first time, and you're going to be back again, I'm sure.
Let's
You know what I
go.
mean?
Thanks
sure.
for coming.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
got some cool things in the works too.
Yep,
Hell
I'd
yeah.
love
And
to
whenever you
see
got stuff,
everything
shoot
you're
it our
doing.
way. We'll let them all know,
cool.
Let 'em
Yeah,
know what's
the new
cracking.
music is awesome.
It is.
So I'm just excited for people to be able to experience it, and we're gonna do everything we can to just make it an experience.
And it explains your story, right? Like
Yeah, and
it's more
adds
like
to the
full
world
Kid
so
Astronaut
that people can
experience.
see where they also can align with the
Fit in.
mission and
And help, yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You could always check out the new Instagram. We got Smoking with JoeThunder podcast. We got clips. I got clips on there of Astronaut performing, everyone, the whole nine, getting it going. But yeah, man, we appreciate you once again. Did you have you said you wanted to spit a little acapella at the end?
Ooh, okay.
Now we got all high.
Let's
Now
see.
that we got all-
Right, you did say it, right? I have to rewind the tape. Oh yeah, I'll kick on acapella at the end.
Said I'm flowing through the cosmos. Said I'm paying mad attention. Gifted off the rhythm. Yeah, you know how I do it. Fluid, making music. It's a movement. It's a revolution. Told them that I wanna flow and get it. Say you know I got that rhythm, that funk. Yeah. Hey, said they know they gotta feel it. Said they feel it in their spirit.
Oh God, say you know you gotta move it. Hey, say you know you gotta do it. Oh God, when times get wavy, keep going, keep flowing, keep your emotion. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. That shit was
Yeah,
dope.
that was amazing.
Fresh.
There you have it. Kid Astronaut.
Yes.
He ain't playing. And if y'all ain't know who he is, y'all need to Google him.
Make sure you follow.
Hey.
Get on board the
Hang.
spaceship. Because we out this motherfucker. JoeThunder podcast. Elvis Freshleee.
Yo.
Be Good Dispensary.
Thank you.
Sin. Astronaut. We out of here.
Yo, peace.
Till next time. We everywhere. Peace.
Yeah.